I think I've said it here before, and I'm going to say it again for directors and for producers, right? Comic actors and script makers are not the same set of people. If you want a comic actor, you get people like Mr. Ibu, Unke Mawo, you get Chiwetalagu, you get all these Sam Loco, all those guys were comic actors.
Yeah.
But when you put skill makers to play a comic actor role, it becomes it's distasteful.
The sequel to Òlòtūré dropped recently on Netflix, and people had a lot to say about it. Another movie that got people talking is Saving Onome. So on It's a Wrap by Pulse today, we'll be reviewing these two movies. So over to you, Dami Dawson. Let's start with Saving Onome. What do you think about the story?
Yeah, story was good. Story was good. I thought I understood what the story was. It's about a couple trying to save their daughter and looking for money, to
Yeah.
save their daughter and ready to do whatever to make sure they get the money to save their daughter. Yeah, so yeah, I think that's how simple the story was. But yeah, I think the problem was with the plots, and the plots it had major holes.
Mm.
Um, it had major holes, and I think the story development could have been better than what it was. It was confusing the first time from the robbery incident that Olumide Owori was part of. Then that's, I mean, the
Olumide and his
casting
wife,
could
yeah.
have been way better. They had some issues,
Yeah,
but
I
we'll get to
agree.
that. But I thought the plot was inconsistent up until when they even went to the house to steal the money and everything. It could have been better aligned. A lot of things were lacking there. The general build from when Kelechi was a club owner, and when Nancy wanted to get down with Kelechi to get money for the child, build up to when Nosa came in and was telling Kelechi about the idea of robbing their
Robbing
brother,
his brother, yeah.
who had some government, who was into money laundering for the government and had to shut down his foundation. It's like, so if you put the pieces together, you realize that there's a story here, but the execution was bad and the story development was bad. It could have been way better and make it very simple for people to understand, because then the story is as simple as it could be told. So if you get, director Dimeji Ajibola, very good director, I must say. This was probably a bit disappointing because, like I said, the inconsistencies in the plot, it just made it difficult for people to understand or believe the story. And when people start getting certain hassles with believing or seeing some disjointed lines, it becomes difficult for them to comprehend what exactly you're trying to pass across. Because yeah, we understand the fact that they needed to do whatever they needed to do to get
To
their
save their
child, to
child,
save their
yes.
child. But whatever technicalities involved in making sure that the stories aligned properly did not take place. So even down to when they were arrested by the police, or just the funny scene, when they threw the bag down, when Nancy jumped down and everything, and one was going and they came back. The police scene, everything was just funny. So for me, it felt as though they wanted to just rush the film quickly and let's just do this and just move on. There's no need to spend a lot of time on this. So the rush probably affected the lines and made the story very difficult to comprehend. But like I said, it's a very good story. I don't think it was a bad story at all. I just felt the execution was bad. Not bad, but poor. And could have been better lined. Yeah.
Okay, so you did mention the name of the man who directed the movie,
Yeah.
but you haven't really said much about it. So let's talk about direction.
Well, I mean, everything. The direction was bad, in my opinion. Was poor.
Okay.
Could have been better. So I mean, that's why we talk when we say the execution was bad. Simply, the direction was bad. I feel that there are different ways. I mean, you talk about it again and you say that directors will direct films differently. The vision for the film might be different. Another director might even do way, worse than what Dimeji has done. But not to discredit the work of Dimeji as a director, I just
Yeah.
felt I've seen better films from him.
From him.
And this one wasn't exactly exciting. It felt like a rush job. It felt like he just needed to get out of this space as much as he could. Or I don't think it was invested. It was invested, that's the word, invested in the film. I think and that's how you know when you see the direction, you know if a director actually wanted to break head and neck to make sure this film come out good.
Okay, so let's talk about the casting, because for me, I feel like a story can be good, but your cast also needs to be good. I personally do not think that Nasi Isime and Olumide being a couple was believable. So what do you think about the casting?
So because it's filmmaking and because it's art, they need to understand that chemistry in filmmaking is important. It makes it believable. It is beyond the fact that they're both fair actors, because that's what I think they are.
Okay.
Right. I'm talking Olumide Oro and Nasi Sima. I'm not missing my words, but them together wasn't the right choice for casting. I don't think it was well thought through. Olumide and Nancy don't just have the chemistry. You get me? It was difficult to find the chemistry. It was difficult to believe that they were even married or they had something together, right? And maybe filmmakers don't understand why chemistry is important. It makes the film engaging for the audience. That's why you see that if you watch a lot of Hollywood films, not that they don't have their own shortcomings too, but when you see certain actors in very love scenes and all those kind of scenes where they have to be together, they're particular about chemistry. And chemistry is beyond the fact that one is light skinned, the other is probably almost dark, or one is tall, one is short. No, it's that can they fit together? Can they deliver, two of them, when you met them together? And that was hard to see. It was very difficult to see from the beginning to the end. Even when they got out of prison and they went back to where they stashed the money, it was just funny. It was like Nancy and her younger brother, or Nancy and her stepbrother or something. It wasn't just sinking. You get me? And I mean, maybe, and I don't know, I don't know, but I just thought that the casting could have been better. Not sure what Nas Boy was doing there. Just another, and they need to get it. See, you need to understand. I think I've said it here before, and I'm going to say it again for directors and for producers, right? Comic actors and script makers are not the same set of people. Now, if you're looking for comic in your film, I understand the commercialization or the commercial line in wanting to put the script maker that has a number of following on social media in your film. I've seen that in Sabinus's film. I've seen that in NASA and some other. But if you want a comic actor, you get people like Mr. Ibu, Unke Mowo, you get Chiwetalagu, you get all these Sam Loco, all those guys were comic actors. Yeah. I can't purport comic actors. They're not skit makers, right? They might do skits and you might not even like it.
True.
But when you put skit makers to play a comic actor role, it becomes it's distasteful. It becomes annoying. The fact that Nas Boy was trying so hard to be a thug was just I couldn't wrap my head around it. I was like, bruh, you're not even making me move. Like it's not even scary enough, right? And the thing about film or acting is your performance needs to be believable. That's when we can sink into it. If you can make me believe that you're actually a bad boy, then I'll believe it. But it wasn't happening, So I think for me the only fair casting was Femi Jacobs and his wife in the film. Yeah. I thought it was good. I mean, Femi Jacobs is an outstanding actor. I said it before. Very underrated. Very good actor. He did well. The wife, maybe Nosatsu, Kelechi Udegbe, another amazing actor, quite underrated too. Besides that, but mostly. But I think I don't think chemistry was there between Olumide Oro and Nancy Sima. Yeah.
Okay, so let's move on to cinematography.
So because of the direction, in some type of way, that thing about filmmaking, everything works together, right? One cannot isolate itself from the other. If the direction is bad, now there's a bit of direction being bad and the technicality of cinematography good, like a popular film on Prime Video. I won't mention the name, but but there's also a thing of if the direction is bad, you might also affect the cinematography, and it might affect the general editing. Like I always say, editing is a mood. So if you have a good editor, they can remedy some things because the editor is editing with a particular mood, exciting, whatever. But I felt the cinematography was good. I don't think it was exactly bad. But the direction or execution of the film made it look very tacky. You understand? Made it look like they did not explore some shots that you could have. The direction made the police scene look funny.
Look very funny.
The part where they run out of the house and the police. So all these things work together, to be honest. So if one is bad, it might affect the other one. But sometimes the cinematography is too good that no matter how bad the story is, you would appreciate the cinematography. Yeah, but this one, it was just a bit of both. They were like twins and fighting to separate from each other. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So what about the screenplay and dialogue?
Well, the dialogue is funny. Yeah, the dialogue could have been better. The dialogue wasn't it. Felt like secondary school, writing. I'm going to do it for you. Yes, now, but yeah, we need to save our daughter. So everything just kind of felt very. It felt very amateurish. It wasn't. I don't know who the writer is, but it didn't seem strong. The dialogue itself, screenplay. Screenplay was just there, honestly. Nothing exciting to talk about. I think the only exciting thing here is the attempt, which is the story itself. That's the exciting thing. But did you see Nancy looked really funny in the film? Yeah, very, very funny.
I mean, she was trying to play the role of a woman who had a kid when she was young.
It was really funny. It wasn't good. It was a fair performance. Yeah.
So it was not given for you.
It wasn't
Gen Zs
given.
would say.
It wasn't. I mean, Nancy is a great actor. Nancy is not a great actor. She's a fair actor. I don't really regard her as a top 10, top 20 Nollywood female actors, in my opinion. But with clout, yeah, she'll probably be in the first 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
So production design.
Production design was fair. It wasn't. I mean, I don't think we should even talk about production design for this film because there's nothing so exciting to. Yeah, it was just there.
Okay, I think we're done with analyzing Saving Onome. So, in the general scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate the movie?
Okay, maybe after we talk about
Òlòtūré,
I'll tell you how I do my ratings. But
okay,
for Onome, I couldn't rate it, But if I was to rate it, I'll rate it 3/10. And I mean, 3 is just effort for, maybe 2.53, an effort for the story and the fact that it could have been way better than what it was. It's a beautiful story. It's a story that if it was done well, you would feel the emotions, you would feel the passion in trying to find whatever, trying to go the extra mile to get money for your only child. You would feel it, but you won't feel it in this Saving Onome.
Yeah.
You won't feel the tension. You won't feel the fact that they needed. It was either to get the money or not.
I get what you mean.
You're not drawn to it. So emotions are out. It was totally out of the film.
Okay. So Saving Onome gets 3/10. Let's hope Òlòtūré does better. So let's move on to Òlòtūré. We saw the first part.
Yeah.
And then the sequel dropped. I think they've dropped just 3 episodes so far. I don't know if they plan to drop more episodes. But let's look at the sequel. What do you think about the continuation?
I mean, the first installment was way better than this one. I think the problem is when you keep trying to stretch things. So the thing about stretching things, I think I said in one of my first episodes, is when you make a film that you don't plan to stretch from the get-go, and you think, okay, now let us start stretching, it will become difficult because that's not the initial plan. The initial plan was to just make one feature-length film, and that's all. But maybe you're getting calls and people are like, you should actually continue this film. And now you're trying to put things where they are not, or trying to create stuff or create characters or create stuff where they're not, trying to stretch a story. And you stretch a story and it makes the story starts to lose shape, right? Òlòtūré is a good production. In terms of production-wise, it's good. The follow-through, I like it. It's like giving more information into the life of the journalist and what she actually went through to survive. There's some good pluses for Òlòtūré, this second one. There's some little things that I felt, could have been better designed. The part where they went to Mauritania to shoot, that's where they filmed the desert part. I felt it was impressive first. It was impressive, but it wasn't direct. It felt disjointed at some points. The wind and everything, and how one of them died inside. It was trying. So they were trying to show us the struggles that these people go through to get free, but I wasn't feeling it. So it wasn't. Maybe it's just a me thing because I keep saying me because it is my thoughts, my review, my opinion. Every other person might share a different view, but it wasn't. It wasn't as emotional as it was in the first sequel, like the first installment. It wasn't there. It wasn't there for me. Even when the boss stumbled and they shot some of them, and I didn't feel it compared to the first one. So I think for me, they're trying to stretch the story beyond what the story is. And now the story ended up being incomplete. So there's probably going to be a third sequel, which might be in series.
Oh, this is supposed to be the end of this
I
sequel.
suppose. I don't know, but it looks like that's the end of, because it's a 3-part thing. So they might bring another one maybe next year or next 2 years, and. So you keep stretching the story and it doesn't excite anybody anymore. That's what people don't understand. So when you want to do a story like that, you should have it from the get-go. You want to make a series, you want to make a whatever sequel, but when the entire thing is put in the first one and you're trying to stretch for the second one, you're done with the story. So you're not trying to think of, okay, what can we do now? What can we do for sure, not just character? What if she came out from the ground and she just what if something just happened and she appears in Nigeria? You start thinking of things that would make people difficult to join it to the installment. So they should be careful with Òlòtūré. That's what I'll say. You should be careful. You should have stopped at his first one. Although the film continued the first one on their journey, but they should be careful not to bore people with whatever story they're trying to tell going forward.
Okay, so what would you say about the direction of the movie?
The direction was good. Yeah, but it was good.
So casting.
Casting was good. I mean, most of the same guys from
Yeah.
the first installment.
Even the
everyone
guys
came
that came
correct.
in, I feel like
Everyone came correct. It was casting was good. I don't think I had an issue with the casting in the first one. So this was good. Yeah.
Okay, so cinematography.
Yeah, that was good too.
Yeah,
that was good. The VFX was also good. Yeah, it was good.
Okay, so let's talk about special effects and visual effects.
Yeah. Special effect was good. I mean, the blood part where they had where
Beheaded the girl.
where even the boss, when the boss stumbled and
it was good.
I don't know who did that. It sounded like Hakim effect, but I'm not sure it was the one, but it was good. So like I said, I had no issue with any of the other technicalities. My own was just the story, and like I said, you don't want to long things too much and lose the essence of what you're trying to tell, because it's a real life story that was adapted into film. So you don't want to stretch it so much that it becomes unbelievable. And people are asking, did it actually happen? So yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about screenplay and dialogue.
Dialogue was good. I think it was nothing. I think it was not too different from the first one. With Harmony, with what's his name again? Ikechukwu's character, and dialogue was good. It wasn't. Yeah, it was good.
Okay, so production design.
Production design was good. I think some accolades should be given to whoever was in charge, the production designer. Production design was good. It takes a lot to want to carry that kind of film, even with the other places they went to film at. So it's some kudos to them. Okay,
so lastly, let's talk about the editing of the movie.
The editing was good. I just felt the emotions were out already. I did not feel anything anymore. The editing, the mood in the first installment was way stronger. Yeah, the emotions were stronger than the second one. Maybe because I felt like we'd seen almost everything in the first one. So it was like the second one, what else do you want to do? You get me? So, but the emotions were stronger in the first installment than the second one. Yeah.
Maybe I'm just a very emotional person, because I know that I cried a lot
in the second one.
Yeah, especially when Andrew died.
Who's Andrew?
Yeah, the guy that died in the desert.
Oh, okay. I didn't cry.
You will not cry now, Dami. You're stone cold.
Yeah, I didn't cry.
Okay, so we've come to the end. Now we do the regular rating on a scale of 1 to 10.
So the way I rate things is, so I have for those who do not know, you have like 5 elements, for instance. So you have the plot, you have the casting, you have the cinematography, you have the production design, then you have maybe the sound design and all. That's the thing. So I'm going to rate them.
Yeah, that's true. We didn't talk about sound.
No, sound was good. Sound was good. So that's but the other one, sound was bad. That's for Saving Onome, very bad. So the 5 of them. So these are the 5 elements, and everything is over 5.
Okay.
So for plot, for Saving Onome, for instance, let's go to Òlòtūré. For plot for Òlòtūré, I'd give you like some 3 over 5. For casting, I'll give you like some 3 over 5, because I don't want to give 4. Lecturer, I'll say 4 is for this one. Casting, like this is 3 over 5. For cinematography, 3 over 5. So everything is 3 over 5, right? For instance, that's like 3 times 5. That's 15 over 25. 25 is the general thing. If anybody gets 5 over 5, right?
Yeah.
So 15 over 25 times 10.
That means I brought mathematics into this thing. I don't know math.
15 over 25 times 10 is how you get the rating over 10. You understand?
15 over 25
5
times
times
10.
10.
So what's the answer?
All right, let's do a calculator. So don't worry, we'll do this thing. So
Me, I don't know math.
15 divided by
25.
25 is equals to 0.6.
So you multiply that by
0.6
10.
times 10 will give you 6 over 10.
6 over 10.
Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah.
Fair.
That's how I do my ratings. For those that are asking, how do you get by 9 over 10 or 8
So that
over
means
10?
for Onome to have gotten 3 over 10, it means a lot of things got 0 over 5.
Yeah, some 1 there, some 0.5 there, some 1.5 there, here, and there, yeah.
So guys, there you have it. We have the ratings for Òlòtūré and Saving Onome, and it's a wrap. Thanks for watching, guys.